Hello, my National League friends. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm back with another video. Hello. I hope everyone's doing well. And I haven't done a National League video in quite some time. And apologies to any of my subscribers who are non-league fans. I haven't forgotten the National League. I've had so much going on. I've not really had a chance to really focus on the National League. It's always a league I like watching. It's always a league that I like basically checking out the referees, and a lot of people have discussions with me about referees. I'll get into a video about that with referees because I know a lot of people, have differing opinions about standards of refereeing. I'll get into that in a video coming up fairly soon. I'll do a video on that. But this video is about the National League. It starts this weekend, starts back up this weekend, and I think this National League is going to be far more competitive than the last one. I think the best thing for the National League, was Notts County and Wrexham actually getting promoted. I think that really will help the National League because in some aspects, I don't know what National League supporters of last year really thought. I actually thought it made the National League weaker, and it really did. Like I said, the team that finished third, which was Woking, they finished about 25 points behind Notts County. No, those Wrexham, who were 4 points ahead of that. And as much as the media may try and make it sound important, it wasn't really a good league. It was kind of like whenever Wrexham were on TV or Notts County were on TV, they hardly ever lost. It was kind of like, if you knew Wrexham or Notts County were on a BT, which is now TNT, you just felt like they were going to win. Or they were going to get something out of the game. It got a bit tedious. It was all Wrexham, Notts County, Wrexham, Notts County. And you can't fault either side because they were both fantastic. But to be honest with you, it did kind of embarrass the league a little bit. And sort of show that, the two biggest clubs in the league, the right two went up. So I think this year it'll be a lot more balanced. There is a prediction in here which, as I was making my prediction, I thought, I can't believe I put them as low as this. I may have put the team low, but please, anybody that is a fan of this team, please do realise I don't believe they'll finish as low as this. On the whole, I expect them to finish a lot higher. But this video, like I said, is about where I think teams in the National League will finish this season. If you're a National League fan and you do follow the channel or you do like videos, I'm predicting football-related things, and we'll talk about referees this season and my club as well, who is in League 2. We'll be talking about League 2. Maybe a little bit of League 1 as well, the FA Cup and everything like that. All football-related stuff. And what we'll do now is I'm going to take you through 1 to 24 and to where I think teams will finish. So, we've already rambled on for about 5 minutes about this. So, let's crack on, shall we? Shall we go top to bottom or bottom to top? I think we're going to go from top to bottom. So, my number one choice to win the National League title this season, yes, I know it seems very boring. It seems very, why in the world have you gone for that? Chesterfield. And I don't think anybody can really blame me for that. Chesterfield are now by far the biggest team in the National League, at least size-wise. And you've got to just think that they've got too much. I mean, they signed Will Grigg. Will hasn't been in the best of form in the last 3 or 4 years. But to get Will Grigg to come down to the National League and try and resurrect his career, that was a great get for them. And a lot of the players they got. Obviously, they finally lost Tishamanga to Peterborough at the end of the summer, but they've still got a lot of quality players going through that side. They've lost Deborah as well, I believe, or Deborah as well. But like I said, still loads of quality there. And I can only think of Chesterfield winning the National League. So they are my number one. They, I believe, will win the National League. But it's football, you never know. Second, I've actually gone for Gateshead. Now, I'll tell you why I've gone for Gateshead. Gateshead went on a tremendous run towards the back end of last season. If they'd started that same way, I honestly think they'd have been up in the playoffs, or at least top 10. I mean, they were absolutely phenomenal from I think February onwards, really. I think was it a 10, 12 game winning run they had? It was something crazy and insane. But I do think they'll challenge this year. You know, Gateshead, they brought in a few decent players as well. I mean, it's just, you know, they're no slouches, Gateshead, and I think they will be in and around it. I put them second, might have gone a bit, over the top, but honestly, it would not surprise me at all if they did. So my number 2 is Gateshead. Third in the league, I've gone for Boreham Wood. Why? It speaks for themselves. They've been challenging for a number of years now. They were challenging when Michael Grimsby were in the National League a couple of seasons ago. They challenged again last year. I thought for a little while they were gonna, they could have made the playoff final. Really, they did push Notts County, but Luke Gallard, he's one of the main reasons why you can't not put Bournemouth up there. Bournemouth are a very good club, and I fully expect them to be there or thereabouts again this season, and they could easily get promoted. Where they'll win the league, I don't know, but I definitely think they'll be in around the playoffs again, and they'll want to be in second or third because they won't have that eliminator to face. In fourth place, I've gone for Hartlepool. Again, quality they're bringing in. I mean, they bought Manny de Soroe, who I know from his time at Grimsby Town. But not just him, they bought some real quality flying around in the National League, and they just, they've looked dangerous over pre-season as well. They just look a really, 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 really good outfit. And this league is going to be so competitive. I believe more competitive than last year. I honestly do believe that. And but I do fancy Hartlepool to get a playoff place. So fourth place will be Hartlepool for me. And I'm sure Mr. Jeff Stelling will be happy for that. But they bought some belting players in, and I think they've got Jordan Cook back, who I also know from his Grimsby days, and obviously prior to that as well, his Walsall days and things like that. So they've got some good quality in Hartlepool, so I expect them to do well this season. In fifth place, again, through the quality of signings that they're making, York City. I mean, I think they underachieved a bit last year. I think maybe the size of the task they were doing at the time. I think, they finished quite low towards the bottom. But again, the signing players that York are going to get, they are not messing around with signings, and they're a good club anyway, York. I'd like to go back to York one day because I haven't been to York ever, really. But obviously when they're at the McCain now, the new stadium, they're buying really, really well. And I fully expect them to be in the playoff mix this year. I really do. I'll be surprised if they're not where I put them in fifth. I'll be surprised if they're not at least in the top 10. They have bought that well. So York City for fifth, the fifth playoff place for me. Sixth, Barnet. absolutely, uh, again, another good side, a very, very strong National League side, especially last year, finishing in the playoffs. I think, they could easily do it again. Um, I'm not sure if I'm trying to remember correctly whether Jordan Cropper went back there. I'm not too sure, but if he is back there, it will definitely be a good long throw. But Barnet are a good, they're a good lower league club, and I fully expect them to be strong at the Hive, and I expect them to get sixth for me, or again in and around the playoff chase. In seventh place, a club that I've been through a lot of turmoil in recent years, but I don't expect them. Again, they're a good club that again they're signing very, very well. I've gone for Oldham, and I've been reluctant. Do I put Oldham in there? Do I not? I've seen some people put them in second. I've seen some people put them fourth. I've even seen some people put them 17th. But for me, I think Oldham, if they can get Boundary Park, if they can get their home form right, it's a very, very difficult place to go. So if if they can get that right, they will definitely be in and around the top 7 without question. And like I said, they're a very good club, and they're far, far better run now than what they have been over the last several years. So Oldham Athletic for me in 7th. In 8th, this might sort of like be kind of like my heart running my head. Again, it's the club in the National League that I have the most affection for. Eastleigh. I think they will finish it. They finished roughly around about last season. But with it being so competitive, they might, they may not, do that. But we'll wait and see, kind of thing. I think that Eastleigh, if they get it right, they'll challenge. But I think they'll just miss out on the playoffs, unfortunately. So 8th will be Eastleigh, but we'll have to wait and see on that. 9th, I've gone for Bromley. There has been a slight digression in Bromley. They're still going to be dangerous without a shadow of a doubt. But I put them in 9th, again just outside the playoff places. They could prove me wrong, of course they could. But I just think that with the league being so competitive, you've got to be consistent. Again, home form. If they're good at home, they'll always be in around it. But I put them in 9th. People might think that's undervaluing them or underestimating them. If you think it is, leave me a comment down below and tell me where, if you're a Bromley fan especially, where you think you're going to be. In 10th place, I've gone for Dagenham and Redbridge. Kind of like where I put them every year, really. They're one of these sides that they never seem like a side that's going to really struggle at the bottom end, but they never also feel like a team that's going to push. They have made a cracking signing, I have to admit, in Jake Hessenthaler this summer. When I knew he was leaving his club, I wanted him back at Grimsby, if I'm completely honest. So now that Dagenham Redbridge has landed him, it's a cracking defensive midfielder that Dagenham have got there. And they've made a few other decent additions as well. Again, are they going to just fall short again? I think so. 10th place for Dagenham Redbridge, but let me know down below what you guys think. Just below Dagenham, I've gone for Rochdale. The reason why I think this is an important season for Rochdale to consolidate. I think they have to consolidate, and I think if they can consolidate and finish just inside the top half, I think they should be happy with that. They're another team that's kind of like been having a roller coaster situation. So I may have probably overplaced them a bit, but I think again, Rochdale is another place. Swanton is another place where if they can get their home form right, and I think it could so easily they could do better. At the same time, they could do worse. But I mean, Rochdale, if it goes right for them, I'm definitely going to give them a top half finish. 12th. I ummed and ahed with these next couple. In 12th place, I put Kidderminster. I like Kidderminster. Obviously, former Football League side as well. And another former Football League side, let me just state. But they are a club that I like. Obviously, they beat Grimsby a couple of seasons ago in the FA Cup, which I didn't like. But they're a dangerous side. They really are a side that they came up last year, but they could easily cause a lot of damage and do a lot of damage in the National League this season. So fair play, and it wouldn't surprise me if they did end up in that mid table. You couldn't get any more middle if you tried position. So 12th place is Kidderminster Harriers for me. 13th place, I've gone for Southend. Now, obviously, they've just had the clearance to actually kick their season off. They've now got the safety certificate, which is fantastic news. I think they're paying off the what's hope, but they're such a good club, Southend, and Southend fans don't deserve what's been happening with them. Hopefully, it gets sorted soon and a full takeover happens, because Southend deserve better than this. And just for that, I mean, what their manager has done has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they were really pushing for the playoffs most of last year, even in such dire circumstances. I'm gonna have them obviously to miss out, but I just hope it's a stable season for them, because the club and the fans themselves deserve a stabilising season. And could they be the story of the season? Could they go from nearly going bust to possibly getting promoted? I think in my heart of hearts I'd love them to be. It'll be our Southend start, I think. But I'm so pleased they're going to be able to start the season. And good luck to them. Good luck to all the fans at Southend. Because you guys definitely don't deserve the mess that you've been put in. So 13th to Southend. 14th up at Halifax. They've obviously lost a lot of threat. They struggled last year, I think, because their squad from the season before basically was decimated. I'll be honest. And I think similar position last year, 14th. They've obviously lost Manny, but they have brought in Max Wright permanently now. I will be keeping my eye on Halifax because of Max. Obviously, he's a Grimsby boy, and us at Grimsby, we always feel very attached to Max, and we want Max to succeed. We really, really do. He's 29, 26, 27 now, and no, is he? Yeah, I believe so. But we love him at Grimsby, and we wish him nothing but the best. I'm so pleased he got tied back up with Halifax. And Halifax fans, if you can keep him fit, if you can keep Max fit, then I believe there's no better winger in the National League, and that's not me being biased. That's me being honest. If Max Wright is fit, he'll run the National League. I don't care about Chesterfield and things like that. Chesterfield may have the best squad in the league, but I think Halifax, if you can keep Max Wright fit, you'll probably have the best winger in the league, and I'll be wishing you the best for that, because even us Grimsby fans, we want Maxie to succeed. So you've got a cracking winger there if you can keep him fit. I'm going to say 14th. It might be a bit, subdued of a position. But if you don't disagree with me, just let me know down below what you honestly think, Halifax fans. But, no. I think they'll have a decent season. They may push. But, yeah, if they can get Max Wright fit, then, you could be dangerous if he's fit. You really could. 15th. Now this was an error on my part. I apologise to any fans of this club because I was working my way down and I realised I haven't put these yet. I've got Woking in 15th. I don't think they will be. I put them in 15th. Can they replicate though what they did last year? I mean, they've got Podjamin, so there's always got goals in the side. I know a lot of people think Woking will do similar. I don't know where they will, but I also think I have undervalued Woking there. They're better than 15th, so I put them in 15th. But I do think they will finish higher. I've got this very funny feeling. They're a good side, Woking, but who knows? You know, it's such a competitive league now, especially now. So I've gone 15th, Woking, but please don't get mad at me. I realised I added them when I looked. So, but 15th place is Woking. I think you'll be higher though. I've got this feeling. We go further down. We go to 16th now, and I've gone for Solihull Moors. I don't know what to make of these at the moment. Obviously, they lost their manager before the start of just after the start of pre-season, really, and it was kind of like had Neil took them as far as he could take them, you know, and I think they're going to plateau a bit. So I put them in 16th, the smallest club in the area, would you say? Solihull in the West Midlands. I mean, they did push Walsall in the last pre-season friendly. They lost 3-0, but it took Walsall a while to break them down. So, but I don't really see them challenging. I see them finishing comfortably in mid-table, but at lower end. I don't really see them doing any more, but prove me wrong. In 17th, we've got Altrincham. Obviously, they've just recently, last season was their first season being full-time. We'll have to see how that goes. I don't think they'll do much different. I think that, you know, it's going to be a difficult season, but they could finish 7 places higher than what I put them. But I put them in 17th. Not the best of the business, but you never know in this league, like I said. So Altrincham in 17th. In 18th, I put one of the first promoted sides, which I think will do fine, and that's AFC Fylde. I'm Fylde from the first time they came up into the National League. Very nearly got promoted into the Football League. Good side. And again, coming up last season, they're a side that, you know, maybe aren't at the strength as they were back when they last competed in the National League, but I think they're one of those clubs that will just be fine. You know what I mean? They'll be absolutely fine, and I think that Fylde, you know, with a couple more additions as well, I think they could surprise a few people. In 19th place, we've gone for Wealdstone. I don't think they'll do what they've done over the last year or so. I think this could be a right drop-off for Wealdstone. I think they'll just be okay. I think they'll just be fine. But I think it could be a season of struggle for Wealdstone. If you disagree, let me know. Especially Wealdstone fans. I don't want the Wealdstone radar on my back. But let me know down below what you guys think for Wealdstone fans. Do you think I put you too low? Do you think you're going to finish higher? Always there to admit if I'm wrong. So Wealdstone in 19th though. Now, the final positions, the final 5 positions, I ummed and ahed. I actually put one club down to stay up. Then changed my mind. The team I've put in 20th place just to hang on is Ebbsfleet. I watched them in the Conference South playoff final, and so they won the National League South. I apologise. They weren't. I apologise. I've got completely mixed up. But they have got some good players at Ebbsfleet. You know, they could. But again, they might plateau a bit. They might be a bit like what York were last year. But I think they will be fine. I genuinely do. But it'll be interesting to see how they play. They've got Don Polion, who used to be at Leeds, amongst the breadth of other clubs. But they have got some good players at Ebbsfleet. So I expect them to probably be down there struggling. But I do think they'll be just okay to stay up. In 21st, in the relegation places now, into the bottom 4, I put Dorking Wanderers to get relegated. They actually were cracking for goals last year. The amount of goals that were scored by Dorking or at a Dorking game was insane. And I just think that... but I don't think Dorking can defend the way they did last season again and expect to stay up. And I think if they defend the same way again, I think they could find themselves in deep trouble. I don't think they'll go down easily, but I just think, will they have enough? I'm not too certain. And I put them to go down. This one hurts. In 22nd place, I put Maidenhead. Now, this one really, really does hurt. And believe me, I was thinking, am I doing them a disservice? Of course I'm doing them a disservice. Alan Devonshire gets stuff out of Maidenhead that I don't think anybody else could. But is this their time to drop into the National League South? He can't keep doing it again, can he? I'm saying he can't. I don't think he'll save Maidenhead this time. But if anybody can get Maidenhead to something as high as 15th or something, it's Alan Devonshire. But I just think that they won't do it. And yes, I'm giving them a relegation place. And that does actually... I know what they can do, and that's why I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, because it is not an easy place to go to, Maidenhead. If they are going to stay up, it'll be through their home form, I can assure you. Because that is so tricky to go to and try and get a win at. So if the home form is good, I think they'll have a chance of staying up, but I think they will struggle this year, and I think they may drop. Second bottom, I've gone for Oxford City. It sounds simple. It sounds so obvious to say, well, they've come up, they'll come straight back down. I don't know how much business that Oxford have made. If you're an Oxford City fan, do let me know the business that you have done, and I'm sure you probably want to believe you guys will stay up, and you've got a fighting chance. Everyone does. So, but in my opinion, I just don't think Oxford will have enough to stay in the league. But you never know. But second bottom is Oxford City. This one will surprise people. The team I put bottom is Aldershot Town. They have been flirting with relegation for the last 2 or 3 seasons. And I think this could be the season where they finally say bye-bye to the National League. You cannot keep flirting so often near the bottom and get away with it. I think that's a similar thing to Maidenhead. You know, Maidenhead do flirt towards the bottom end of the league. And same thing with Aldershot. I think unless they absolutely make a blistering start and can make their home ground a fortress, I think we could see Aldershot go down. So unfortunately, Aldershot fans, I think you will be going down. But again, I could be so wrong. That is my National League predictions for the 23-24 season. It all gets started on Saturday. I will be back in a little while with the next day or so with predictions for the whole league on the first round of games. But that is my National League predictions. Let me know down below what you think will be of my predictions and what you think will happen in the National League this season. If you do like this video, I know we've gone on quite a while, but if you do like this video, please do hit the like button, please do hit the share button, please subscribe, and that will really help my channel out, please. And I will see you guys soon with more videos about my club, but also other clubs around the lower leagues as well, and a little bit of bits and bobs elsewhere else. So please do like, please do share, please do subscribe. I'll look at the camera. Hello, and I will see you guys very, very soon with the next one. Bye for now, guys. Yay.